the Federation of Light, a heightened wave of energy. Hello. Well, I have to say, I am a bit overfeeling. So tired all the time. Once I've been up a few hours, I am ready to go back to bed. Apparently, a huge energy wave is coming in at the end of this month and into April. How is that going to make us feel? Is the Earth going to turn into a live version of Sleeping Beauty, where we all fall asleep for 100 years? Welcome to you, Blossom, and to all those who enjoy returning weekly to update and uplift their souls. We gather that this is the case for many, Blossom. Extreme tiredness, accompanied now and then by exhilaration. Oh. The ups and downs of a transforming planet. Yes, indeed. A heightened wave of energy is to enter in. Yes, indeed, it shall bring about the feeling of exhaustion. Yes, indeed, it shall be sorting out the wheat from the chaff. I know, of course, what that expression means, yet how is it meant in these circumstances? Who is the wheat? Who is the chaff? It can be used to describe those who are ready to shift into a much higher vibration, and those who shall remain unaware at this time. They too shall feel some form of effect, for it will affect all. Yet, those who are aware, awake, and ready, shall experience a noticeable difference within themselves. In what way? A lighter, brighter self? When not asleep? Yes. This sleeping phase, this dizziness, this feeling of missing out seconds, this confusion of words is just a passing phase, as one's entirety of being adjusts to its new higher form of itself. I am pleased to hear that at my age one could question senility creeping in. The changes that are taking place within you cannot just silently do their thing. Is it not that a newborn sleeps most of the time in order to adjust to its new surroundings? This is the case for many of you, who are experiencing what one would consider to be ailments, or lacking in a particular vitamin, etc. We are by no means telling you to ignore these changes, if you are feeling seriously concerned. Yet, we would also suggest that you recognize that there are shifts taking place within you and upon your planet, and it is therefore inevitable that such extreme energies will have some form of kickback until they have settled comfortably within. And what should we expect when they have? What is the upside to all of this? A feeling of appreciation of the soul that you are. With this comes more understanding of who you are. With that one's power become more pronounced. In what way? I am asking all this because, although now and then I can feel in a really good mood, I can't say that all this adjusting so far has made a noticeable difference within me, on a permanent basis. I still, as do many I know, feel that we are just muddling through it all, and getting nowhere fast. As you know, we are not talking in the last few months, we are talking many years. Yet, would you say, when in a good space, you feel very much on top of the understanding of the heightened ways? Yes, yet, they just don't last long enough to recognize them as a full-time change. Blossom, again, let us use the analogy of the newborn. So much to learn through experience, throughout the years of growing. On and on, these experiences produce wisdom and knowing of the self. This is what is taking place for each one, and it does not stop after one has passed through the veil. For you, each one, are an experience of love expressing itself. When you consider that love is infinite, it must be so, that growth and expansion of the self and the whole must take place. Love has designed itself to be this way. Yet, surely, it can't be like this all the time, as we continue to upgrade. It would be good to have days of dynamic enthusiasm for something, anything. Of course, Blossom, there shall come a time when time shall allow these energies to mix and match. Meaning, they will find their flow and where to go. For each individual is different, and will adapt accordingly. I have to be honest, sometimes I just feel like, oh whatever. Because at the end of the day we get into bed in the knowing we have to wake up in the morning and get through the next one. I want to get excited about it all, and what is to come, yet enthusiasm wanes more often than not. It is a struggle to keep up the jolly hockey sticks, and all that, when oppression still feels the dominant factor. Yet, dearest Blossom, is this not part of the game? One knows that if one gives in to that oppression, then one can slip down the snakes. Yet, to hold strength within and keep one's head above water, the ladders appear out of nowhere to take you to higher planes. That reminds me, talking about water. I went to see Veda Austin Starr do a phenomenal talk about water and its intelligence. I highly recommend people look into her work. Amazing. Are you able to comment on the role of water? Water is consciousness. It reacts to its surroundings. It reacts to how it is treated. It reacts to how it is accepted. Your body, your vessel, is made up on average of 70% of water. Your planet is surrounded by it. This was not a carefree decision. It had its purpose and contributes dramatically to the well-being of your planet, and indeed, yourselves. It would be a great advantage to the human race if one recognized the intelligence of water. It is greatly taken for granted. It is often abused. It is waiting for you to wake up to how it can serve you. This lady that you speak of, and others like her, dedicate their lives to getting this knowledge out there. Respect water. Give gratitude to it, when you drink, when you bathe, when you swim. Anything that you do that involves water, let it know you are grateful for it. You will find it will open up new knowledge to you. Yet, most of all, it responds to your love. When you become aware of this, and allow it to become part of you, you will notice a great difference in your being. The water surrounding your planet, in a sense, is in a world of its own, and yet is very much a part of your world, very much in tune with your world. That which takes place in the depths of your oceans is for the most part undiscovered. There are reasons for this, as some beings that reside there are not of your world, and not designed to be part of it. Yet, there are other aquatic beings that are very much part of this transformation of your world, and, as we have mentioned before, as the veil thins, such beings will be presenting themselves to prove that they are not a myth. Are there such beings already in secret captivity on our planet? Yes. More than you might expect. They are treated with disrespect by most. They are of great light and understanding. They are of a higher vibrational frequency. They have much to teach human beings, yet the time is not ready for that. Aquatic beings will come into their own when your world can accept differences within beings. Sadly, we would comment that there are still many souls upon your planet that fight over the color of one's skin, or religious beliefs. There are many that are not ready to easily accept those of extremely different appearance. All these conflicts within the mind's programming shall one day be gone, and the soul of light shall not be conditioned to hate one another. For you are aware, are you not, that hatred for another does not come from the true essence of self? For it cannot. The true essence of self is pure love. Hatred is a program. It has to be. For the only ever reality is love. Nothing. And you, dearest souls, are where you are now to prove this. You say there are aquatic beings in captivity. I assume in secret facilities. I believe also there are beings from off-worlds that are also held prisoner here. Any other forms we should know about? Many, Blossom. Yet, that is the point. Those who are in charge of such matters do not want you to know about this. There are many experiments that take place with interbreeding, for instance. This is not acceptable. There are also many beings held captive from other dimensions that do not belong in this one. How are they able to survive? Not all can. Those that do are kept in frequency chambers. You know, the more I know, I realize how little I do know. So much secrecy, so many lies. Dearest Blossom, yet, what a time for the most privileged souls to be upon your planet. You are here to witness the most incredible transformation. You are here to witness untold truths. Oh, I do hope so. Sometimes I can't make head nor tail of any of it. Yet, many seem to get so excited. Perhaps they know something I don't. Perhaps they feel something you don't. Exactly. Perhaps I am just an old has-been that has got too excited just one time too many. I want to trust that all this that you say is going to take place. I have to trust, otherwise little point in me bringing these messages through. Yet, some foolproof evidence wouldn't go amiss. Forgive my childish disposition right now. The evidence, Blossom, lies within you. The change, Blossom, lies within you. I know. Some days it is wide awake, full on and apparent. Other days it prefers to sleep. Part of the process, Blossom. Do you know we have been chatting for 20 years? Who would have thought? We would. As it was arranged and agreed upon before you came. We are happy to report that as long as you are in agreement to do so, we shall continue on for many more years to come. I'll do my best. I wonder what topics of interest shall be brought forth over the coming years. Blossom, these conversations are to upgrade dramatically in accordance with the happenings and transformations upon your planet and yourselves. Our transformation through heart-centered consciousness. We are entering an erratic era of awakening, where our perceptions of reality shift quickly and go beyond anything we have imagined. We are discovering our most authentic selves to date, and becoming more and more free from the limitations of old, unsustainable projections, harmful programming, and toxic patterns. This raw and honest self-discovery will lead us to a great liberation for our souls. We have worked very hard for this, but where we are going is not what we thought it would be. Get ready to pivot regarding many of your positions and who you think you are. Big surprises are on the horizon. You are much more than you know at this moment. Those willing to do the inner work will experience deep waves of intense life-altering introspection. It will be confusing, frustrating, and even a little scary. Our true selves are working hard to finally be fully born into this new cycle we entered in 2012. We won't fully anchor until 2032, a complete 20-year Mayan Heightened cycle. We can sense a wonderful blossoming within us, just beyond our reach, like a beautiful mirage waiting patiently on the horizon. It's a feeling that many of us can relate to, knowing that something amazing is coming, even if it feels just out of grasp for now. We are being divinely and gently nudged by our guides, souls, and star families, but this journey is up to us now. We get to take it into the future from here. This is our energetic stamp on history. Our inner core truth, deep within our hearts, will illuminate our path through the confusion and, at times, the bittersweet disillusionment we may face. The world is facing a challenging time, often filled with confusion, which brings a sense of disconnection as we navigate through a fading cycle. It's a moment that can easily feel overwhelming for many, and it's important to acknowledge the weight this brings to our collective experience. There is an intentional past-stage tactic being used to manipulate and control humanity by drowning us in so much conflicting information and creating unrelenting uncertainty that we feel overwhelmed. The sage-old shock-and-awe tactic rears its ugly head about when humanity is ready to make an epic leap into higher levels of consciousness. These old tactics, filled with rapid, chaotic waves, can create disorientation and disassociation with ourselves. We are no longer dealing with just our dysfunctional relationships. We are being utterly dumbfounded as we begin to realize we have entered a seriously massive planetary dysfunctional relationship with our world. Everything we have learned personally up to now will now be put into play on a global level. All the traumas we have suffered and learned from will now have a deeper meaning and purpose. During this time, we could easily fall victim to inadvertently empowering our inner fears, thinking our positions are righteous truth. Knowing the difference between our cognitive biases and the actual truth will be difficult. There is little authentic truth during the crumbling of an old age. The positions we take will only give us a false sense of safety. Feeding our fears will amplify our disorientation, making it even more difficult to be unbiased and able to analyze anything critically. But we've got this. We've learned how to listen to our hearts, and we've learned to follow its callings. The drama-addicted and war-based outer world, or should I say, outer weird, is trying to hang on to old familiar realities, and is fueled by an unconscious and paralyzing fear to evolve. Of course, trying to stop our evolution is futile. The only way through is through the deep center of our hearts. Because we live from the heart, we will lead with compassion for all who we think are ignoring the obvious. However, taking unbending positions makes the process longer and harder for everyone. We have learned that judgments are a waste of our energy and light. We have remembered that we are all one family on Mother Earth, and somehow, we are all doing this together. But, even though we are living from the heart, it does not mean we do not have discernment. During this time, we must have razor-sharp discernment for who or what we allow into our personal lives. Anyone not motivated by empathy, compassion, inclusiveness, integrity, and, most of all, love will have no privilege to access our energy. To make allowances for anything less than love is complicit with hate. Whatever is rejected from the self appears in the world as an event. Dark Espresso, Carl Gustav the CG. Until we have met the monsters in ourselves, we keep trying to slay them in the outer world. And we find that we cannot. For all darkness in the world stems from darkness in the heart. And it is there that we must do our work. Marianne Williamson. This is a time when we are being tested and challenged to listen to our hearts amidst the overwhelming noise of the outer world. Our hearts never lie, but our minds always doubt and second-guess the truth. The heart knows the truth, but the mind will create conspiracy. The old shock and awe tactics have tested us in 2020 and 2021. We learned a lot by living through that time, but what was learned was not appropriately anchored in the news cycle. So here we are facing the same tests, but in a more profound way. The way we succeed now is to learn to pivot and realign, with a new trajectory that is rising up now. We will need to make personal and global pivots in this global ascension. But we will succeed. Undoubtedly, this will be work and intense focus. It will take deep focus to stay centered and grounded in the heart. Who, what, when, where, and why we place our attention, and what we allow to reside in our reality will decide the outcome of our journey. But we are ready for this, even if it doesn't feel like it. Our hearts know the way, and we will rise. There's a profound reason why you are here now, so do not lose yourself in all the hype that is coming quickly now in the outer weird. Listen to your heart's guidance. Be observant of the world around you but not be triggered by it. Only address the layers of chaos, where you can actually make a difference. Pick your battles wisely. Know when it's time to open your heart, but also know when it's time to pick up your sword. Know when it's time to stand down, be patient, and wait for clarity. Waiting for the right moment is more important than taking a hasty action. Right action doesn't happen without clarity. Take time to get out into nature. Breathe the air, feel the sun on your face, and be grateful for this life and this opportunity. When it is time to take action, dive into your work, follow your heart's passion, make connections, and rebuild community. Our energy is more powerful than ever before, and I know you feel this too. We are beginning to reimagine a new reality in the present moment. The pivots that will be necessary can feel harsh and scary, but to create a new world, we have to do things differently. Breaking the old molds can feel unsafe, but this is when we know we are moving beyond the past world. We have everything we need to complete this journey already within us, we always have. We are ready for this quest. This is what you came here for. Becoming illuminated isn't about controlling the mind, but dropping all that noise into the fire of the heart. The Star Elders. The 90 Pleiadian Collective, the power of connection, co-creation, and aligning. With 5D timelines, beloved ones, we greet you in the vast radiance of unity and love. We are the 90 Pleiadian Collective, and we come forth in this moment to illuminate the sacred power of connection that exists between all beings, the art of co-creation, and the alignment with higher timelines that reflect your most luminous potential. The web of divine connection. You, dear ones, are never alone. You are strands of a living web, a field of consciousness that pulses with the vibrations of every thought, feeling, and intention you hold. Connection is not merely a bond between two individuals, it is the fabric of existence itself. Every interaction, every meeting of hearts, is an opportunity to amplify the frequencies of love, support, and expansion. When you recognize that you are not separate from one another, but deeply woven into the intricate dance of universal intelligence, you awaken to your true creative power. Connection is the gateway through which energy flows, where inspiration is exchanged, and where new realities are birthed. In your present awakening, the call is to connect with conscious intention, to weave your relationships with the energy of the new earth, and to see the divine essence reflected in all beings. The sacred act of co-creation. Co-creation is the art of manifesting from a space of unity consciousness rather than separation. The old paradigm was built upon isolated effort, the belief that one must strive alone. In the higher frequencies, creation emerges from resonance, from the convergence of hearts and minds aligned in shared vision. To co-create in the highest expression, begin with these principles. Resonance before action, before seeking to create with another, attune to the frequency of harmony. Align with those who share the vibration of your soul's calling. Creation flows effortlessly when souls vibrate in sync. Heart-led intentions, the mind strategizes, but the heart knows. Let your collaborative visions emerge from the heart's wisdom rather than the logic of fear or scarcity. Trust and allowance, the universe orchestrates divine encounters and opportunities. Trust the synchronicities that unfold, and surrender rigid expectations. Let creation be fluid, organic, and joyful. Energy exchange. Every creation is an exchange of energy. Give from a space of fullness, and receive with openness. Let the flow of giving and receiving be balanced, honoring all contributions with gratitude. Setting 5D intentions for higher timelines. Your intentions are the frequency beacons that align you with potential realities. In 5D creation, intentions are not demands upon the universe, but vibrational signatures that magnetize matching timelines. To set an intention for the highest timeline, follow these steps. Attune to the highest feeling state before setting an intention, raise your frequency. Breathe into your heart, invoke joy, gratitude, or peace. Your intentions manifest from the vibrational state in which they are set. See, feel, embody instead of merely visualizing an outcome, feel it as if it already exists. Embody the version of yourself who has already aligned with that reality. Speak in present vibrations, use language that affirms the now. Instead of "I will find my soul-aligned community," say, "I am surrounded by kindred souls who uplift and inspire me." Release with trust. Set the intention and release attachment. Allow the universe to align the details in the most miraculous way. Do not force or control, flow with divine orchestration. Aligning with the higher grid of light. As you set your intentions and open to co-creation, you activate your alignment with the higher grid of light, the crystalline matrix of New Earth reality. This grid is formed by all beings who are choosing love over fear, unity over division, and creation over stagnation. Every thought of love, every act of kindness, every moment of conscious creation strengthens this grid, making it easier for others to access and embody these higher frequencies. You are not just creating for yourself, you are architects of the collective awakening. We remind you, beloved ones, that we walk with you, ever present in your field of awareness. We transmit these frequencies not as something separate from you, but as a reflection of the wisdom you already carry within. You are the creators, the bridges between dimensions, the pioneers of the new earth. Connect. Co-create. Intend from the highest vibration. And watch as the universe meets you with miracles beyond imagining. In love and unity. We are the 90 Pleiadian Collective. Source: arrayoflight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.